I gave my daughter a contract for living in my house. When Ella turned 19 last month, I figured we'd just go out for burgers, joke around, maybe argue over music like we always do. I baked her a chocolate cake, put up those cheap dollar store streamers she loves, even got her a little bracelet I'd been saving for. But the whole time we were celebrating, something kept gnawing at me. This girl had absolutely no idea how much work it took to keep our household running. I'm not talking about money, though that wasn't small either. I mean the actual labor. The laundry she dropped everywhere. The dishes she abandoned to soak for 3 days. The messes she promised she'd clean later. Raising her alone after her dad left when she was 5 meant everything landed on me. The breaking point came the next morning when she announced, while scrolling TikTok, that she planned to take a break from life for a year so she could focus on vibing and figure out her personal brand. She said this while I was scrubbing burnt cheese off the oven because she'd made a midnight grilled cheese and left a disaster behind. That was it. I decided if she wanted to live like an adult influencer, she could start acting like an adult roommate. So I spent the whole weekend drafting an actual living agreement contract. Not legal jargon, plain English. A list of everything she'd be responsible for from now on. Her own laundry, her own dishes, cleaning her bathroom every 2 weeks, paying for her streaming subscriptions, replacing anything she broke, helping with groceries twice a month, and contributing $150 toward utilities. I added chores with actual time estimates. Vacuuming the living room weekly, 20 minutes. Taking out trash, 5 minutes. Cleaning the fridge every month, 30 minutes. I even included a section titled, Consequences for Failure to Maintain Adult Functionality. Sunday night, I walked into her room. She was lying on her bed, headphones in, and slid the contract onto her stomach. What's this? She muttered, pulling out one earbud. A roommate agreement, I said, since you want independence. She sat up fast, eyes wide. Mom, what? No one does this. I'm your kid, and I love you, I said. But you're acting like a guest who never leaves. Guests get free rides. Adults don't. She flipped through the pages, her jaw practically unlocking. You're insane, she whispered. Possibly, I said, but the trash still needs to go out. She stormed downstairs, yelling something about me needing therapy, and slammed the door hard enough that a picture frame rattled off the wall. For the next week, we barely spoke. She'd come home from her friend's place, stomp up the stairs, and blast music loud enough to shake my teeth. But I noticed little changes. She actually folded a load of laundry. She washed her cereal bowl instead of leaving it in the sink. She even wiped the counters after cooking noodles at 1 a.m., a historic first. One Saturday morning, I found her in the kitchen making pancakes. Real pancakes, not frozen ones. Enough for both of us. I've been thinking, she said, pushing a plate toward me. I'm not signing that contract. It's insane, truly. I figured, I said, taking a bite. They were fluffy, but she leaned against the counter, picking at her nail polish. I applied for a part-time job at the bookstore. I start next Friday, and I'll do the chores, within reason. But not the fridge thing. That's gross. That's fair, I said, trying not to smile. She crossed her arms, suddenly shy. And Mom, thanks for not actually kicking me out, even when I acted like a brat. I looked at her, my messy, chaotic, dramatic kid, and laughed. Thanks for cleaning the counters, I said. 3 weeks later, she walked into the house waving her first paycheck, grinning ear to ear. Last Sunday, she slipped $50 onto the table before heading upstairs. Utilities, she said, and for the first time in a long time, it felt like we were finally somehow learning how to be adults together.